Hello everyone, and welcome back to Sign Language Worship. My name is Mandy and I'm so glad that you are here. Sign Language Worship is a YouTube channel dedicated to teaching you how to use sign language in order to worship our Lord and Savior. This week we are doing the most requested song. A number of requests have come in, so we are going to sing Graves into Gardens by Elevation Worship and Brandon Lake. So we'll get right into it. We're going to do it in 3 parts. But first, remember, I am left-handed. That means if you are right-handed, you're going to mirror my signs. If you want a copy of the lyrics, head on down to the description. You can print one off there. And last but not least, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so let's get started right away with verse number 1, starting with I searched the world. So pointing to yourself or I, for that, and then searched, you're making 2 C's, like you're looking, okay? I searched the world. Now for world, you're going to take W's. You're going to take your dominant W and go around and then land on top. I'm just turning my body so you can see the sign, but normally you do it in front of you, okay? World. But it couldn't fill me. But, okay? Normally but isn't a sign. But when there's a situation like this, where 2 ideas are very contradictory to one another, for emphasis we add but, okay? But the world couldn't fill me, but it, so either you can do it or the world. I don't think you have time for the world, so but it couldn't fill me, so can't, okay? Knocking your index against your non-dominant index. And then fill me, a cup that's full. Okay, also sometimes you see fill like this. Either works. Fill me. Okay, from the top. I searched the world, but it can't fill me. Man's empty praise. So man, so outline of a body. Man, and then empty, take your non-dominant hand, flat like this, take your middle finger and just run it down the middle of your hand. Okay, so only your middle finger is touching. Okay, hands empty, and then praise is like this, clapping. And then treasures that fade. So for treasures, you kind of take your hands and you outline a treasure chest. Okay, it's going out and then the edges. And treasures, and then that fades, something that you have and you kind of lose. Okay, so it kind of fades away. Are never enough. So never is like this. You're making a question mark. Never, and then enough is like, whoa, I've had enough. Okay, it's like a cup that it's like, no. I have such a funny story about that sign. So I remember when I was a kid, our family went to medieval times, and the waitress kept coming around and just filling up drinks after drinks after drinks. And my mom, who just could not drink anymore, put her hand over her cup and she was like, no, enough. So there you go. Okay, enough. Okay, so let's try that from the top. I searched the world, but it can't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures that fade are never enough. Then you came along. So once again, then isn't a sign that you do often, but because we're talking about 2 situations that are just opposed to one another, you can sign it. So for then you have, and then you go thumb to index, okay? Then you, pointing to God in heaven, and then came, so index finger out from your body, into your body, and you put me back together. So we're going to say fixed for that. So for that, you kind of like flat O's, and you kind of, I've also seen it like this, but I kind of like to do it like building, okay? You fixed me. And every desire, so every, you have kind of 2 thumbs up and you rub it against that. Your dominant against your non-dominant. Every desire, something you want, every desire now satisfied. So for now you have your your thumbs and your pinkies out, but your other fingers are bent, turned in towards your body. Now. Okay? Now. And then satisfied, tapping your body twice. Like, I'm good. Okay? And you want to have a content look on your face. Satisfied here in your love. Okay? Here in your love. Let's try that from the top. Okay, guys? I searched the world, but it can't fill me. Man's empty praise, treasures that fade are never enough. Then you, pointing at God in heaven, came along and you put me back together, and every desire is now satisfied here in your love. This song does have a little more vocabulary than some of the other songs that we've done. So if you're a beginner and you're struggling, that is to be expected. Either practice, 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 and you'll get there, or you can also check out the website, signlanguageworship.com, and you might want to start with some of those beginner songs first, learn some vocabulary there, and then come back to this one. But either way, stick with it and you will get there, okay? Let's try verse 1 one more time, and then we'll move on to the chorus, okay? I searched the world, but it can't fill me. Man's empty praise, treasures that fade are never enough. Then you came along and you put me back together, and every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Okay? Now, the great news about the chorus is very simple to sign. I kind of feel like if this song were a workout, the chorus is kind of like your break time. So deep breath, the chorus is here, and it's pretty simple, okay? So for nothing, you make 2 O's, nothing. Okay, there's nothing better than you. So for better than, we're actually gonna do more than. So you have 2 hands that are equal, and you're gonna take your dominant hand and put it above, okay? More than you. Okay, so there's a nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you, right? Pretty simple. It repeats and there's only 3 signs. It's wonderful. Okay, so there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Okay, now we'll work on verse 2. This is the last part we're learning today, okay, guys? Okay, I'm not afraid. So I, or pointing to yourself, and then not, okay, not. And then afraid, okay? You want to have a scared look on your face. Afraid, to show you my weakness. And this is to show you, and then my weakness. You're standing and then you fall to your knees, okay? Weakness. My failures and flaws. My, and then failures, you kind of take your dominant hand and you shoot it across your non-dominant hand. My failures and flaws. So for flaws, you bringing your thumb from your chin, just like not, and then like this, okay? Flaws. I'll do it from the side so you can see it better. So thumb comes out from your chin, and then your index finger and your thumb are together, okay? Flaws. Lord, you've seen them all. That's making an L from your dominant shoulder to your from your non-dominant shoulder to your dominant hip. Lord, you've seen all. And you still call me friend. And you, and then still is kind of like those now, or I don't know if we learned that here. Anyways, this is your hand position, and then you push it out. Okay? So thumb, pinkies out, fingers turned, curled, now, or still. This is still, and this is now. Okay? I know, it's hard. You still call, okay? So kind of pulling your dominant hand away from your non-dominant forearm, me, and then friend, okay? Hooking those fingers on one another. Let's try that from the top, okay? I'm not afraid to show you my weakness, my failures and flaws, Lord, you see all. Okay? And you still call me friend. And then because the God of the mountain is the God of the valley. So you don't have to sign because, but because it's like this. But you can just sign the God, and then mountain, stone, and then hill. Okay? God of the mountain is God of the valley. There's not a place. There, pointing, there's not, and then a place is P's, like this, okay? There's not a place. Your, and then mercy, those middle fingers, okay? Your mercy and grace, taking a G, flipping it around and coming down. Won't find me again. So for won't, you're gonna make kind of a thumbs up sign and throw it over your shoulder, okay? Won't, and then find, F coming up. Like I said, guys, this song is a little trickier for vocabulary, but you will get there if you practice. Okay, won't find me again. So let's try those 3 lines together. There's not a place. Your mercy, remember mercy is directional, so this is God showing mercy to us. Your mercy and grace won't find me, and then again. So for again, you just have your hand bent like that and come into your hand like that. Okay, so that's everything we're learning today. Let's try verse 2 one more time, okay? I'm not afraid to show you my weakness, my failures and flaws. Lord, you see them all, and you still call me friend. Because the God of the mountain is the God of the valley. There's not a place. Your mercy and grace won't find me again. Okay, let's try that one more time. I'm not afraid to show you my weakness, my failures and flaws. Lord, you see them all, and you still call me friend. Because the God of the mountain is the God of the valley, and there's not a place your mercy and grace won't find me again. Okay? So if you have all that and you're ready to move on to the bridge, go on to the next video. But if you'd still like a little more practice, I will run through it one more time, okay? I searched the world, but it can't fill me. Man's empty praise, treasures that fade, are never enough. Okay. Then you came along and you put me back together, and every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Okay, and then moving on to that chorus. Oh, I love this chorus. There's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. And then moving on to verse 2. I'm not afraid to show you my weakness, my failures and flaws. Lord, you see them all and you still call me friend. Because the God of the mountain is the God of the valley, and there's not a place your mercy and grace won't find me again. So that's the majority of the song. Tomorrow we will tackle the bridge, and then we will do a walk through the whole song. I hope wherever you are healthy and happy, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. I am so blessed and encouraged to hear over and over again how God is using this channel in order to accomplish his mission here on earth. If you have a story, please leave it in the comments or send me an email. It's so encouraging to me when I hear what sign language worship means to you.